making it known that they are going to get into his head.
Welcome back, OC Sports fans, and now we're getting ready for our men's basketball team to face up against Angelo State. So tonight, it was just coming off of a long road trip. Coming back from New Mexico, we were able to win a close 2-point game over there. We're having 4 players in double figures: Aubrey Johnson, Gigi Palmer, Jonathan Reyes, and Will Linhart. So if we have those 4 players playing as well as they did during the road trip tonight, we will be set to be in a competitive but a really well game as we're going against Angelo State, who is 15-5 of the season, which is one of the best records out there. And they are also 5-7 on the road. So they have a really good road record, and we are 8-12 record, but 5-4 at home. So we're just about 500. So we will be accompanied by Zach Payne in the gym.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Eagle Sports Network. My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Danny Henderson. Oklahoma Christian gets ready to take on Angelo State, who is 15-5 on the regular season, and they are in a tough conference.
Oh, they beat up on each other. They're all bruised in their division. But, boy, what a good opportunity for the Eagles tonight to get some momentum going.
Well, Oklahoma Christian has to play up against 3 tough guards. 3 of their guards average 13 points at least. So how do they go about stopping those guards?
They keep playing the same kind of defense they've been playing for about the last 3 months. Stifling defense, probably come out in a zone, do everything they can to make them take a long shot, get the rebound, get in transition, put the ball in the bucket, and start taking the lead.
Well, how are they going to do that offensively? What do they need to do?
Well, they just got to look for the open man, make sure they take care of the ball as always, and just take good, wise shots.
Well, that's going to do it for our pregame, so we're going to step away. When we come back, we will come on live with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off.
Welcome to the Eagles Den. Tonight's conference match.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Eagle Sports Network. Today, Oklahoma Christian gets ready to take on the Angelo State Rams. Angelo State's 15-5, and they're in a tough conference with Lubbock Christian and West Texas A&M. They battle each other very hard in that division.
Well, and certainly it's not a cakewalk for the Eagles in their division and some of the tough teams they played as well. But I think if you look overall at the season for Coach Talley and his Eagles, they come in 8-12, 7-9 in their conference play. And I think they are in a prime position to, again, go on a winning streak, if you will, get some momentum here in the latter part of the season as they look toward the conference tournament and maybe even just surprising people and getting farther into the playoffs. But tonight, again, they have got to play some tough defense. They have been doing it. You've got Will Leonard, who's one of the conference leaders, not only in rebounds but blocked shots. And if he can maintain that, and he's also had a couple of double-doubles recently. So if Will can maintain his offensive production, I think the Eagles have a fantastic opportunity to come away with the win tonight.
Well, the starting lineup for Angelo State, you have number 2 guard, who's a senior out of Decatur, Alaska, number 2 Cameron Reedus, and then number 10, another guard, Paul Williams. Then you have number 11, Andres Ibargüen, and then you have number 12, Marcel Pettyway, and then you have number 23, Colin Turner, a guard out of Maryland. So this team is from around all sorts of the country here. And Oklahoma Christian, they're very known to stopping the guards shooting from behind the arc. And they got a tough matchup tonight, having to stop 3 guards who average at least 13 points.
And just looking at them here on the floor, the Rams, very physical. I mean, they've got some physical presence, Zach. And it's going to be a physical game tonight. There's no doubt. There's going to be some pushing and falling and tumbling all over the court.
Well, right now, Oklahoma Christian is in the conference tournament as the number 10th team out of the 12 that make it. And the opening tip-off is underway, and the Rams will win it. So now number 2, Reedus, passes it to number 12, Pettyway. Now back over to number 23, Turner. Turner then dishes it off to Williams, So now Pettyway starts to drive in, lays it up on the right side, no good on the rebound. And it's going to be last touch. It looks like it's going to be last touch by Blackwell for Oklahoma Christian, so it's going to stay with the Rams.
And OC comes out early in the zone defense.
So now number 12, Pettyway has it. 3 seconds on the shot clock, gives it to Turner. Turner's 3, no good. Rebounded by Reyes Valdez, who had a big game on Saturday.
Over there at Western New Mexico.
He had a total of 30 points in that game. So on the shot, no good. Nice put back up by Aubrey Johnson. Another tip back in by Blackwell.
Even though the shot by Johnson didn't go in, he got his own rebound and almost got it again on the putback, but just couldn't get the ball to bounce right.
It was last touch by the Rams, so Jonathan Reyes Valdez will inbound the ball with a fresh shot clock. Now Aubrey Johnson, who the team likes to say if he has sleeves, he will go off, or if he doesn't have sleeves, he will go off shooting. So now Deidrean Palmer starts to drive in. Nice spin move. Puts up the shot, and who was fouled, but they're going to say a travel on Deidrean Palmer.
I tell you what, Palmer's got to maintain his offensive production. He's a fine ball player, fun to watch, and he's going to be key to a win tonight for Coach Talley and the Eagles.
So now Williams drives in, puts up a jumper, no good on the shot, rebounded by Reyes Valdez. His second rebound all ready to start the game. Now Deidrean Palmer hands it off to Marcus Blackwell, who then gives it to Jonathan Reyes Valdez at the right corner. Now to Palmer Jr., who puts up a 3, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Marcus Blackwell. They were wanting it to be out of bounds because it went off the top part of the backboard, it looked like. So Oklahoma Christian getting away with one there. So now Aubrey Johnson, quick pass over to Marcus Blackwell. Blackwell's 3-point attempt, no good. And the same thing happened there, and there was also not a whistle.
How often do you see that?
So now Turner gives it to Williams at the top, who puts up a long 3, hand all up in his face, no good. Almost could have been a foul there defensively by OC. Instead, Williams gets the rebound. His second chance opportunity, no good.
Reyes Valdez, third rebound.
So
I think they're letting them play tonight too, Zach.
So we are 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the first half, and we are still scoreless. As Marcus Blackwell passes it down to Will Linhart, and Will starts to drive in, passes it out, almost comes over to us in the stands, and is saved by Aubrey Johnson. As Reyes Valdez with a quick bounce pass to Will Linhart, tries to give it to Blackwell, and is stolen away by Turner. Turner drives in, and he almost was blocked by Will on the floater.
In fact, I thought he got his fingers on it.
And Turner makes that bucket, so we have the first points on the night.
Went over 2.5 minutes before anybody scored.
So now Will Linhart gives it to Jonathan Reyes Valdez. Wanted to put up the 3, it looked like, but did not. Instead, now Aubrey Johnson has it now to Blackwell. He starts to drive over. Nice step back, spinning jump shot, and that fadeaway is good. He's been working on that the last couple of games, and he's perfected it here as of late.
And he does it smoothly.
So now Williams over to number 2, Ritas, who puts up a 3 from the right wing, and that shot is good. So now Reyes Valdez gives it to Palmer. Now over to Blackwell. Blackwell at the left wing. Now to Reyes Valdez at the top. Gets a screen from Palmer. Takes it. Cuts back out. Will has it. Lobs it down to Palmer and is stolen away by Pettyway. Now over to Turner. Turner drives in along the baseline. Tries to pass it down. It is stolen away by Aubrey Johnson. More like handed off to him. As Aubrey Johnson gives it to Reyes Valdez. OC still scoreless as we're almost at the 5-minute mark here in the first half. As Deidre Palmer starts to drive in, gets it deflected out of his hand. And they're going to say it was last touched by Deidre Palmer. And we are going to have a media timeout, so we will step away.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by just 3 with 15:45 left here in the first half. Oklahoma Christian already having a little bit of pressure on offense.
Yeah, they're 1 of 6 from the floor, 16.7%. And Angelo State's not much better, 2 of 7 at 28.6%. But Eagles already have had 3 turnovers here in the early going. They've got to take care of the ball and just got to start taking those good shots.
So now number 10, Williams, has control of it. Gives it to Ritas, who's already made 1 3. His shot from up top, no good. Saved from going out of bounds by Pettyway. And there's then a blocking foul. Looks like it's going to be on Aubrey Johnson.
And that's exactly what the official said, Zach. He heard you.
So now Ritas will be the one to inbound the basketball. Gives it to number 10, Paul Williams. Williams then gives it to Pettyway, back to Ritas. Down low. And he is number 11. Bargwin is rejected. And Oklahoma Christian now has control of the basketball. Now Aubrey Johnson at the left wing gives it to Reyes Valdez in the left corner. Reyes Valdez then gives it to Aubrey Johnson, back out to Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez, nice move there to create separation. Gives it to Palmer. Nice play there by Jonathan Reyes Valdez.
And Palmer was very patient. He just waited for the pass to come to him.
So OC's now down by just 1 as Ritas works against Jonathan Reyes Valdez. Quick pass down to Bargwin. The Bargwin shot no good, rebounded by Will Linhart. So now Aubrey Johnson at the right wing. Wanted to give it to Reyes Valdez, instead controls the ball, still has control of a dribble, starts to move over to the right side, gets a screen from Palmer and heads back the other way. Now Reyes Valdez has control of it at the top, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Reyes Valdez drives in along the right baseline, passes it out to a wide open Aubrey Johnson. His three-point attempt is up and it is no good. Rebounded by Turner. Turner with a quick bounce pass over to Paul Williams, back out to Turner. Turner's three-point attempt, no good, rebounded by Bargwin. Bargwin then passed over to Williams. Williams for 3, and that shot is good. It is now 8-4, 13:38 left here in the first half. Reyes Valdez has control of it, gives it to Will Linhart. Now to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson drives in, puts up a floater, a little short on the floater, rebounded by Ibargüen, who then gives it to Turner. Turner brings it up the floor and slows it down. Reedus passes it down inside to Pettyway. Pettyway puts up a shot, rejected by Palmer. The Rams have possession of the ball still, is now number 10, Williams, with another three-pointer from the right wing. He is 2 for 2.
Eagles need to make sure they come down here and make an opportunity with this offensive possession and get the ball through the hoop.
So now Aubrey Johnson has control of it, passes it down to Deidre Palmer. Palmer in the post. Works, makes a spin move, puts up a shot. He is fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the coach for Angelo State was not happy on the call, and the ref was giving him an explanation.
Wonder how long of a leash he'll have.
So now Deidre Palmer at the free throw line. Misses the first attempt. So now 2 new players for Oklahoma Christian will check into the ball game. Number 34, York Benjamin, will check in for Will Linhart. And number 23, DJ Walters, will check in for Oklahoma Christian. As Palmer makes the second attempt at the free throw line. So now a bounce pass from Turner to Reedus. His shot no good, rebounded by Ibargüen. Ibargüen tries to pass it to Reedus and just throws it away.
One thing on that zone defense, you make the offense take a bad shot, but you've got to make sure you block out, and that didn't happen that time. Fortunately, they missed the shot.
So now DJ Walters checked in, passes it to Aubrey Johnson, who puts up a 3, no good on the shot, rebounded by number 21, Yahaya.
The Eagles are 2 of 9 from the field, 22%.
So now Reedus has control of it at the free throw line, passes it out to Ahaya, who puts up a 3 from the left corner, no good on the shot, rebounded by DJ Walters. Now to Palmer Jr. Palmer for a three-pointer at the top, no good on the shot. Oklahoma Christian can just not get the lid to open on the basket. So now Turner for a three-pointer down at the other end. That shot is good.
Angelo State has hit 4 3-pointers here in the first half.
As it is 26 left here in the first half. OC down by 9. Deidre Palmer starts to drive in, puts up a shot, fights through it, no good. Nice tip back by York Benjamin, who falls and comes up holding his arm. Looks like it's his elbow. So now Turner drives in, his layup no good, rebounded by York Benjamin. So now York has control of it, gives it to Aubrey Johnson. OC down by 7. Now Reyes Valdez has it at the right wing. Reyes Valdez passes it down low to York. York works on his post move, starts to drive in, puts up the nice move, and gets that to fall. What a shot by York.
Oh, yeah, took his time, positioned well, down below, and gets the nice touch on the shot.
So OC 2 for 2 in their last 2 possessions as Turner passes it to Reedus. Reedus pulls up for a jumper, no good, rebounded by York Benjamin. York coming in off the bench, being very effective here early on. As DJ Walters passes it back down to York, back out to to Palmer. Palmer's jumper is no good, rebounded by Williams.
Deidre and Palmer just having a tough night tonight, getting the ball to go down.
As Turner drives in, nice move by Turner to lay it in off the glass.
He's got 7.
So now Deidre gives it to Aubrey Johnson, now to DJ Walters. Walters with a nice firm jump shot. That is good.
Nice Smooth shot by DJ, gets the three-pointer to go down, pulls the Eagles within 4.
And DJ Walter has one of the cleanest jump shots on Oklahoma Christian's team. But he does not shoot very often, as that shot from number 10, Williams, is no good. It's going to be last touched, and we'll go out of bounds. And with that, we have our second media timeout, so we will step away, and we'll be Ram ball when we come back.
Retirement? I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian has trailed this entire first half so far, but are only down by just 4 with 9:21 left.
And that's in spite of the Rams shooting 4 of 9 from behind the three-point line at 44.4%. The Eagles on the other side, 1 of 7 at 14%. So that's where Angelo State's making the hay. They're hitting their three-point shots right now.
As the Rams will have possession of the basketball down at their own end, as Turner will give it to Williams. Back to Turner. Quick passes along the perimeter. Turner pump fake, starts to drive in. Passes it out to Washington. Washington's shot is no good. Rebounded by Oklahoma Christian. So now York Benjamin in the post, and he gets called for a travel, and that was a good call by the ref.
York, he gets excited. He was ready to go to the hoop once he got the ball in his hands.
So now Williams has control of it. Gives it to number 12, Pettyway. Pass down low to Barguin, excuse me. And his shot is no good, but he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That'll be York Benjamin's first personal.
That is only going to be the second foul for Oklahoma Christian in this first half, as Barguin misses the first attempt as it goes off the left side of the rim. So a little bit of a break there for Oklahoma Christian, as they still trail by just 4. As Barguin's second attempt is up, and that shot is good. So OC down by 5 with 8:45 left here in the first half. Reyes Valdez starts to drive over onto the right side, gives it to DJ Walter. Now to Marcus Blackwell, now to York. York puts up a three-point attempt, no good on the shot, and that ball will go out of bounds. And it will be Angelo State basketball.
Anytime now, OC needs to go on a good run and take control of the game. Right here.
Like a no-look pass by Pettyway is deflected and stolen away by Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez drives over, tries to give it to Marcus Blackwell, who then gives it back to Reyes Valdez, who's going to slow it down to generate a play offensively. Now to York. York with a nice lob down low is deflected by Barguin and recovered by Turner. Now Williams at the top of the arc. Drives over, gets double teamed as Oklahoma Christian continues to play the zone. Pass down inside to Pettyway. Pettyway tries to pass it, and he gets called for a travel, and that was another good call by the refs.
Yeah, he leaned in a little bit and tried to get into York, and he made a hop before he did, and that's the obvious transgression and a turnover.
So we have our last media timeout, so we are going to step away and be back right after this.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. Oklahoma Christian trails by 5 with 7:45 left. And Oklahoma Christian was at one point down by 8, managed to get it back to a 5-point game.
And they could just get a run going offensively, having a horrible time here in the first half. 1 of 8 from behind the three-point arc, while Angelo State is 4 of 9.
So Marcus Blackwell has it at the right wing, gives it to Deidrean Palmer, who puts up another jumper, and he is having a rough night of his own.
1 of 6 from the floor.
As Turner starts to drive in. Nice move by Turner, no good on the layup.
He must have had about 2 or 3 fakes on his way to the bucket.
So DJ Walter passes it down to York, out to Blackwell, now to Reyes Valdez. Pass back down to Deidrean. Deidrean starts to drive. Nice move off the glass, too strong. So now the Rams heading back the other way. Quick pass from Reedus, who now has control of the ball again. Passes it back out to number 21, Gahea. Now Williams has it, starts to drive in, wants to pass it, puts up a shot, and he gets that shot to go.
I think the coaches would like to have seen a traveling call on that one.
So now Reyes Valdez. Oklahoma Christian down by 7. 6:24 left. DJ Walter puts up another 3. That shot no good. So now Reedus over to Turner. Back to Reedus. Reedus with another 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Walters. So headed back up the floor for Oklahoma Christian is Reyes Valdez. York Benjamin now gets it quickly to Blackwell. Blackwell, nice step back jumper as it goes off the side of the rim and out. So now Reedus will drive in, lay it up, and he was rejected from behind by Blackwell. And they're going to say a foul was called on York Benjamin. Actually, they are going to say it was on Blackwell. So now Reedus at the free throw line makes the first attempt. So DJ Walters is going to check out. Same with York Benjamin for Will Linhart and Aubrey Johnson. Second attempt by Reedus is good. So now Reyes Valdez brings it up the floor, gives it to Deidrean Palmer. Now to Aubrey Johnson, back down to Deidrean. Nice feed from Deidrean to Will. Will win the post, lays it off the glass, gets the nice roll to go off the rim.
Soft touch there by Will to get the bounce and to get the ball to go through the basket.
And then there's going to be a reach-in foul call, and it looks like it's going to be on Reyes Valdez. So now Reedus will get ready to inbound the ball in front of Oklahoma Christian's bench.
Hey, slice! Slice! Slice!
Pass now to Williams, back to Reedus. Now out to Turner. Turner pump fakes from behind the arc, starts to drive in and steps back out. Now Reedus has control of it, loses control of his dribble. Scramble on the floor is going to be a turnover as the ball went out of bounds. So Oklahoma Christian is now going to have possession of the ball. So now Connor Johnson checks into the ball game for Oklahoma Christian, his first time checking in tonight. Aubrey Johnson now gives it to Deidre, bounce pass to Will. Will works the post again. Nice spin move, hesitate, no good on the layup there. So now the Rams going up the other way as Williams puts up a shot. Looks like he wanted a foul as there was contact after the shot. So now CJ has control of the ball for OC. Gives it to Will. Marcus Blackwell gives it to Aubrey Johnson. Now over to CJ. CJ now at the logo. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Aubrey Johnson. Aubrey Johnson takes the screen. Likes to pull up usually. Tries to pass it to CJ. And there's going to be a steal by number 23, Colin Turner, and then there's going to be a reach-in foul, and it's going to be on Aubrey Johnson, his second of the game. And it kind of looked like Aubrey Johnson was wanting a foul down here as he collided with the player as he was trying to come up for a pass.
23, Turner grabbed his arm as he tried to get to the ball.
So now Turner. Now to Reedus, now who gives it to number 12, Pettyway, who drives in, puts up a floater, no good on the rebound. And it looks like it's going to stay Ram basketball. Coach Talley does not like that call. So now on the inbound, Reedus puts up a three, no good on the shot, rebounded by CJ. 4 minutes left here in the first half. OC down by just 7. And then there's going to be a quick reach-in foul called on 00, Jordan Caldwell. You're going to have another media timeout, so we will step away and be back right after this.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by just 7 after having not a great performance offensively here in the first half.
Well, they're really struggling. Even though they're even, basically, OC with 6 turnovers and Angelo State with 5, it's the shooting, 26.1%, 6 of 23 from the floor, 1 of 9 from behind the three-point arc.
So Marcus Blackwell will inbound it to Connor Johnson. He will then give it right back to Blackwell. Now over to Palmer Jr. at the free throw line. Pump fakes, puts up the jumper now, and he finally gets that shot to fall.
Maybe that'll break the ice, and Deidre can go on a run here and bring the Eagles back closer.
So now Pettyway passes it down to Ibargüen. Ibargüen's shot, no good, gets his own rebound, and his shot on the second chance, no good, and he gets the third chance opportunity, and he was fouled by Palmer Jr. So Ibargüen is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 for Deidre. As Ibargüen Second attempt, or his first attempt at the free throw line is no good. He was 1 for 2 earlier at the line. And now his second attempt on this trip, also no good. So Oklahoma Christian gets the benefit of the doubt on that foul. So Connor Johnson with the bounce pass to Marcus Blackwell. Lob down to Deidre. Deidre starts to drive, passes it out to DJ Walters with a wide open three in and out of the bucket, but an offensive rebound for Palmer, lays it up and in and was fouled.
He was knocked to the floor really hard, but hung in there tough to get the layup from the left side, and will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
So Palmer was at the free throw line earlier, and he went 1 of 2 at the line. So as you can see right here, Deidre was definitely fouled coming down on the shot. Deidre's second attempt at the free throw line is no good, but OC back within a 1-possession game.
Palmer 1 of 3 from the free throw line in the game tonight.
So now Reedus has control of it. Passes it to number 10, Williams. Williams drives in, puts up a floater, no good. And that looks like there should have been an over-the-bat call on number 21, Yahaya, but there was not, and it led to a 3-point shot by number 10, Williams.
That's his third three-pointer.
So now Marcus Blackwell has control of it, and there's going to be a foul called down low on Yahaya. It looks like it was a hooking call.
That's his first. So far in the game here in the first half, Angelo State is hitting 5 of 13 from behind the arc.
So Connor Johnson needs to inbound the ball, does give it to Palmer. Palmer starts to drive in, made his last 2, make that last 3 buckets. So back within 4 is Oklahoma Christian with 2:15 left here in the first half.
Palmer's 3 of his last 4 shots.
As now Williams puts up a shot, and there's a late call on DJ Walter. And that is going to send Williams to the free throw line to shoot 2.
This will be Williams' first free throw opportunities.
Williams misses the first attempt at the free throw line. The only thing now for Oklahoma Christian is anytime they foul, the Rams will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. As Williams makes the second attempt. So now Connor Johnson will get the ball. Now over to DJ Walters, a 5-point game, final 2 minutes of the first half. As the pass was deflected
by the coach.
It went off the coach for Angelo State. It will remain Oklahoma Christian basketball. So now Connor Johnson gives it to Marcus Blackwell. Blackwell lobs it down to the free throw line to Palmer. Palmer with the pump fake, starts to drive in, now lays it up. Looks like it was blocked, rebounded by Will, and his second chance is good.
Linhart's got 4 in the game.
It seems like the lid has been opened from down low for Oklahoma Christian. Just can they get it open from the top? So now Turner has control of it, and it's going to be a turnover.
Good defense. Just did a good job of standing right in front of the shooter, making him take an off-balance shot, and able to get it to go out of bounds, get the turnover.
1-possession game, Oklahoma Christian trailing by 3 and having control of the ball. Palmer gets the ball, another jump shot from a little farther back from the free throw line, goes in and out of the bucket. So the final minute of play now of the first half is then a steal by Marcus Blackwell as Williams just throws it away. So now Connor Johnson is going to get across the half-court line and call a timeout. It looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we're just going to stay right here. Oklahoma Christian had a rough start to begin, Now they're starting to inch their way back into it.
And even though they're still dry as a desert from behind the three-point arc, 1 of 10, the shooting inside the arc has picked up a little bit. Overall, they're hitting 33%. But credit Palmer for hanging in there because he was like 1 of 6 on his first 6 attempts. But he's come on strong here in the last few minutes, and he's made 6 straight, as you mentioned. So they just need to keep this momentum going, play good defense with that zone, and get some good shots down on the offensive end. Tie the game or even take the lead going into the locker room at halftime.
Well, Oklahoma Christian has done very well the last couple of defensive possessions to force a turnover. So now Marcus Blackwell to inbound the ball, gives it to Connor Johnson. Connor Johnson starts to drive over to the center part of the floor, now gives it to Deidre Palmer. Now 44, Hunter Staten into the ball game, passes it to Blackwell. He allows it down to Staten. Staten loses or gets fouled as he was trying to catch the ball. Looks like it was held down.
Oh, yeah, he had great position, and number 11 for Angelo State was just backing into him to keep him from getting the entry pass, and official called him for the foul.
Now it's going to be a fresh shot clock for Oklahoma Christian with the ball down at their own end. Now to Palmer. Palmer pump fakes, passes it back out to Walters. Now to CJ. CJ controlling the ball. 18 seconds between the game clock and shot clock. 8 seconds left now on the shot clock for Oklahoma Christian. As Deidre has control of it. Slips, picks up the ball, just throws it up. No good on the shot as it looked good.
Yep.
But now Williams is going to have control of the basketball. And it looks like they're just going to hold on to the last shot as Turner puts up a three-point attempt, and that falls. As Connor Johnson gets it, throws it up at the half-court line. No good on the shot. So at the end of the first half, Oklahoma Christian trails 28-22. Stay tuned for Elijah Johnson, who's going to be in the studio with your halftime highlights and statistics. We'll be right back right after this.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome to OC Sports Network. I am your host for your halftime show, Elijah Johnson, and your OC men's basketball team is going against Angelo State, and they are down at the half, right, by just about 6 points. But, you know, even though we're down against a 15-5 team, one of the best records in the conference, this is just a really, really well played game by Oklahoma Christian University, especially defensively, as neither one of the teams are shooting very well from the field, but they have held Angelo State to shooting under 25% from the field, and the only constant way of scoring is from about 2 feet behind the line. So when you have to jack up threes 2 points behind the line just to get rolling on offense, this is just really good defense, as you're not able to get a clear shot, a clear cut shot at least, as we're just like holding down our zone defense. Now, at the beginning of the first half, at the beginning of the game, Angelo State got out to a quick 9-2 lead, just shooting threes straight up. But, you know, threes can only last for so long. You live by the three, you die by the three. And right now, Angelo State is dying by the three. But, you know, on the flip side of the coin, so are we, as we're only shooting 1 of 10, which is 10% from deep. So, but defensively, that's what we want. Offensively, we just need to get our stride going, and we're not being able to convert as many opportunities as we would like to. But, you know, we keep getting it down to players like York Benjamin, who came off the bench and gave us 6 quick points off a tip-in and 2 post hooks. So that was really nice to have coming off the bench. And then we have Will Linhart also coming in with the offensive rebounds and just being able to use his big frame to put up misses from the three-point line that we had back up in there, inching us closer back to the lead. But this is just a really good game played by OC, and this is the type of game that we want. This is the type of games that we have been in all season long. This is the type of games where we've been able to pull out victories, which is exactly what we want against a team as good as Angelo State, who is again 15-5 in the season, which is just really, really impressive. In the half, we have been able to get inside, but we're still shooting threes. And eventually they'll fall, and when they do, we'll be able to overtake Angelo State. But also, we just need to get our defense, just the little things like the missed rotations and the offensive rebounds that Angelo State has been able to get. We just need to be able to cut those out. And once we cut those out, all they really have is a three-pointer. And once we force them to just shoot threes the entire game, eventually we'll be able to get on a run ourselves, be able to roll into our offense off of our defense, and just be able to just continue to play very well against a very good team. This is the type of half that we really want, and we're just hoping that this momentum that we have, even though that we're losing, rolls over into the second half so we can be able to just overtake Angelo State and just force them to do things they don't really want to do. I'm Elijah Johnson. This is your halftime show, and we'll be right back with the second half after this.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother,
Yes.
you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by 6, 28-22 to Angelo State. Oklahoma Christian battled their way back late in the first half.
They did a great job. They're showing resiliency. They know that they've got a good chance to win this game with as good of a defense that they've had all season. But the key is the offense, obviously. For Oklahoma Christian, they have outshot Angelo State overall 32% to 26%. But what has been the Achilles heel for the Eagles, they have only hit 1 of 11 attempts from behind the three-point line, whereas the Rams are 6 of 14 or 43% from the same location. OC is 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and Angelo State is 4 of 8 from the charity stripe. As far as rebounds are concerned, Angelo State has out-rebounded the Eagles 29-20, pretty even on turnovers. The Rams had 7, the Eagles had 6, and the Rams have only scored 3 points off of OC's turnovers.
Well, one thing you also got to look at difference-wise is Oklahoma Christian's bench has 7 points compared to Angelo State's 0 so far.
Oh, that is key. And again, it's just one of those situations, as it was with the women's game. Whenever the role players come off the bench, they do a great job. DJ Walter comes in off the bench, and within about a minute and a half, he drains a 3. The only one of the game for the Eagles. But, to have your bench come in and do a good job like that, that's got to help them here in the second half.
Well, what Oklahoma Christian was able to do late in the first half is they were able to force several turnovers late in the first half to crawl back into the game. So Oklahoma Christian will now have the ball to start the second half, trailing by just 6.
And no OC player is in double figures yet. Angelo State has 2.
So Reyes Valdez gives it to Blackwell at the right wing. Pass down low is deflected and stolen away by Reedus, who lobs it up to number 12, Pettyway, but that is picked off by number 5, Deidrean Palmer. So now Oklahoma Christian has control of the ball as Blackwell drives in, brings it back out. Reyes Valdez starts to drive in. They're trying to get down inside the paint, just not able to. Pass down to Will, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Reyes Valdez drives in, nice pump fake, puts up the shot too strong as Bargwin gets the rebound.
Had the right idea, just went off a little bit too far to the left.
So now Williams passes it down to Bargwin, back out to Reedus. Reedus then over to Williams, now to Turner. Turner with the pump fake, puts up another 3. No good, rebounded by Blackwell. So Reyes Valdez now passes it up the floor. There's now Aubrey Johnson has it. Will Linhart has control of it, tries to give it to Blackwell. There was deflected, so they are not going to say backcourt violation as Blackwell drives up, gives it to Reyes Valdez, who puts up a 3-pointer. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Williams. So now Williams forced Reyes Valdez to fall. No shot was made as Aubrey Johnson covered. So now Reedus gets a 3-point opportunity. No good. Rebounded by Will Linhart. So Reyes Valdez gives it to Will Linhart, starting to do what we did at the start of the first quarter, where both teams were not able to put up any points within the first 2 minutes of the game. Is now Aubrey Johnson, or Marcus Blackwell, excuse me, is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And these will be his first attempts in the game from the free throw line.
It's his first attempt Goes in and out of the basket. So now Marcus Blackwell has control of the ball. Gets ready to take his second attempt, and it is up. And that goes in and out of the basket, so we are still scoreless from both sides as we are 2 minutes into the second half. So now Turner drives in, loses control of it, but they're going to say it was foul on Marcus Blackwell. And that is going to be his second foul. So Williams with the quick inbound to Turner. Turner drives along the baseline. He is rejected by Will Linhart. Now we have a fast break, 2-on-1. Reyes Valdez lays it up, and he is rejected from behind. But now they are going to say a foul on Will Linhart. Oklahoma Christian had the numbers, a 2-on-1 fast break there. Reyes Valdez was just blocked. So now Pettyway has control of it at the top of the arc, starts to drive in. He is called for a travel. So just like the first half, 2.5 minutes have gone by. Here in the second half, we are scoreless.
And you know what's going to happen? We're going to get down toward the end of the game, and it's going to be a tight one. And both teams will be saying, man, what were we doing the first 2.5 minutes of each half?
As Will Linhart gives it to Aubrey Johnson. Aubrey Johnson now at the right wing. Bounce pass down to Deidrian, who started to get hot a little bit at the end of the first half. His jumper, no good. Rebounded by Pettyway. So now Williams drives in. Nice move, gets it tipped and stolen away.
I think he got away with a carry.
So Reyes Valdez has control of the ball. Gets a screen from Will Linhart, and then hands it off to Blackwell. Back over to Aubrey Johnson. Wide open three, and he nails it.
That's his first one of the game and only the second for the Eagles. They are 2 of 13 from three-point land.
And it just took 3 minutes and 20 seconds to get our first points of the second half, and then the Rams counter with the three-pointer of their own. Or excuse me, a two-pointer.
Yeah.
As Reyes Valdez now gives it to Blackwell, back to Reyes Valdez. Down low to Palmer along the left side of the baseline. He starts to move. Almost gets called for a travel, but no good. Last touch by Oklahoma Christian, so it's going to be Ram basketball. So now Williams over to Reedus. Reedus then starts to drive in, passes it out to Turner. Turner for three, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Palmer. So now Reyes Valdez has it at the top of the arc. Gives it to Blackwell at the left wing. Now over to Deidrian, now to Will Linhart, back to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson starts to drive in, puts up a floater. No good on the shot. Offensive rebound, Palmer. He then forces the foul.
Man, if Deidrian had been able to make at least 2/3 of the shots he's put up, he'd be in double figures easily by now.
And with that, we have our first media timeout. So we are going to step away. Oklahoma Christian trails by just 5.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by 5 with 15:35 left. They have managed to make one more three than they did earlier in the game, but they are still 2 of 13 from behind the arc.
And defensively, they've done a pretty good job rebounding. They've come up with 18 rebounds, and Angelo State's had 22. But again, it's going to come down to the shooting. OC is hitting 29% from the floor tonight.
In the first 4 minutes and 25 seconds here of the second half, both teams have only managed to make one shot apiece, as Deidrean Palmer is at the free throw line and knocks down the first attempt.
He is now 2 of 4 in the game from the charity stripe. One more shot coming.
So now Deidrean Palmer's second attempt is up, and that shot is no good, rebounded by Pettyway.
But OC still in a very comfortable position, just down by 4 points.
Now Turner with a nice pump fake, starts to drive in, brings it back out. Now Williams has it, puts up a three, highly contested, in and out of the cylinder, rebounded by Reedus. Reedus then starts to drive in, brings it back out. So now Williams with another three-point attempt. That's no good, rebounded by Leinhardt. So now Reyes Valdez, trailing by 4, has control of the ball for Oklahoma Christian. Marcus Blackwell now gives it to Palmer, now over to Will. Back to Aubrey. Aubrey with the jump shot, no good, and they're going to say a foul on the floor. Number 23, Colin Turner. That's his first foul, and they're going to say a foul was before the shot. So now Oklahoma Christian will have control of the ball, as Aubrey Johnson will pass it in front of his own bench. Gives it to Reyes Valdez. Starts to move over to the left side. Back to Aubrey Johnson.
One more, come on, Paul.
Now Blackwell on the right. Over to Reyes Valdez. Pump fake. Gets his man almost to fall off the pump fake. Passes it down to Palmer. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Needs to get it off. Gets the nice floater there. And OC's back within 2.
He timed that just right as the shot clock ran down to about 2 seconds when he turned around to put up the shot.
So now to Reedus. Reedus, nice pump fake, puts up a shot, too strong. Rebounded by Bargwin. Back out to Williams now. So now Turner starts to drive in. Nice spin move, lays it up, tries to pass it out. Nice agility there by Reyes Valdez as he hurdles the whole entire bench.
He took a big old bunny hop to get over all those chairs. Great effort, good hustle. You like to see that.
So now Angelo State will have the ball down at their own end with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. So Reedus has it, gives it to Turner, and it's blocked by Palmer and recovered by Reyes Valdez. Now over to Will. Now to Aubrey Johnson, works against Williams, pass down low to Palmer. Palmer starts to drive, lays it up, gets the nice bounce off the glass.
Palmer's on a roll. He's 5 of 17 in the game, but he's come on strong here in the first part of the second half.
So now Reedus gives it to Williams, over to Turner at the right corner. Turner with the three. And that shot is good.
Turner's got 13, his first bucket here in the second half.
Just as the Eagles tie it up, the Rams go back up by 3. So Will Linhart has control of it, gives it to Aubrey Johnson. Pump fake, starts to drive in. Nice finger roll by Aubrey Johnson. So now Williams passes it down to Yahaya, and his jumper is good. So now, Reyes Valdez has control of the ball. Over to Walters. Back to Reyes Valdez. Still a 3-point game, 12:20 left, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Reyes Valdez drives in, pump fakes, puts up a shot, and he is rejected by Wahaya, and then on the pass it gets deflected by the backboard, and then a scramble for the ball, and the Rams still managed to come up with the ball. As then a nice feed from Williams to Ibargüen for the easy layup. Back up by 5 now are the Rams. So DJ Walters has control of it, gives it to Aubrey Johnson, catches it and shoots it, and he is 2 for 2 here in the second half.
Aubrey Johnson, 3 of 9 from the floor tonight. 1 of 5 from three-point range.
So now Reedus drives in, nice dish out to Turner. Turner pump fakes, drives in, lays it up, no good. Ibargüen gets the ball, and they're going to say a foul on Aubrey Johnson. It looks like. They're actually going to say it's going to be on Will for a push, when it did not look like a push. It looked like Ibargüen was just going for the ball. But with that, we have a media timeout, so we will step away.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by just 2 with 11:21 left here in the ball game. Oklahoma Christian starting to get some threes to fall.
Yeah, they have come on strong. They're now 3 of 14 from behind the arc. Remember, at halftime, they were only 1 of 11. And for Angelo State, they are 7 of 20 from behind the arc at 35%. However, the Eagles still are out shooting them 35% to 27%.
So now Williams will inbound the ball. Just before the break, there was a foul called on Will Linhard for a push on Ibargüen. So now Turner has control of it, gives it back to Williams. Williams with the long three-point attempt, and that shot is nothing but net. Back up to a 5-point game. Reyes Valdez now moves over to the right side, gives it to DJ Walter. Now back to Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez lobs it down to Will. Quick pass out to DJ Walter for a wide open three. No good on the shot. But a nice fight for the ball is Jonathan Reyes Valdez. And OC has control of it as Aubrey Johnson has it at the right corner. As then there's a foul called down low, it looks like. And it looks like it's going to be on Yahaya. And that's going to be his second foul. So now Reyes Valdez has control of it. Nice feed to Palmer. Palmer with the layup and one.
Hey, 2 up, free throw blackout.
So now Palmer has 16 points on the night for Oklahoma Christian.
Well, he can do his team well if he can just convert on this free throw. All right, go down. Get a defensive stop, come back and score again. Just got to get on a good roll here. Get the momentum.
So now number 22, Washington, has control of it, gives it to Turner. Turner starts to drive in, lays it up. His shot no good. Offensive rebound. Now another offensive rebound. It was rebounded by Pettyway, and Pettyway's shot is blocked, and Oklahoma Christian has control of it. Nice feed down low to Palmer. Palmer lays it up and one.
That's 2 straight possessions that Deidrean's been able to get the ball underneath, get it off the glass, and draw the foul for the conventional 3-point play.
And Pettyway had to check out of the ball game as he had blood dripping from his left eye.
On their offensive end, after the turnover to OC, he grabbed his eye. He got poked.
And it looks like they're going to have to go out onto the floor and wipe it up. So we are going to have a slight delay here.
And that's one thing the coach is complaining about.
And if we can possibly get a replay of that to see where the foul occurred, to see where he got hit in the eye, as the refs are wanting to take a look at it. And it looks like they're wanting to go down to the end that Pettyway took the hit to the eye. So we have a little bit of a delay. So Danny, Oklahoma Christian managed to battle their way back to now being down by just 1, with Palmer Jr. having a chance to convert a 3-point play to tie the ball game up.
And this is where Deidrean's really got to take his time. And anybody that follows the sport of basketball, you know that free throws are going to win you a game. He had a rough first half. You know, he struggled mightily, hung in there, and finally got a few shots to fall. But here in the second half, he has really come on strong. But he's missed on the last conventional 3-point play. He missed the free throw, and he'll have one more opportunity here. In fact, in the game so far, for Palmer, he is 2 of 6 from the free throw line, so he just needs to sink this one here, and let's go back down, get another defensive stop or turnover, and get this momentum going. Hey, you're at home. You have a chance to put away a really good competitive Angelo State Rams team, 15-5 coming in, 11-5 in their part of the division of the conference. And keep in mind, this is also interesting. We haven't mentioned this yet, Zach. This is the first time these two teams have played each other.
And for Oklahoma Christian to be battling it the way they have been against Angelo State, who's in a tough division in the Lone Star Conference, that's huge improvement for Oklahoma Christian.
Absolutely. I mean, the Eagles are 8-12, and there have been some games they've been in and just have not been able to hold the lead or whatever the case may be. But they've got an opportunity here to get closer to 500 on their conference record. They're 7-9 coming into the game. So keep this thing going, keep that momentum going, get these shots to fall, and let's get away with a win here before Lubbock Christian comes into town on Saturday.
So Oklahoma Christian's defense has, again, been a big factor. They've only allowed 40 points so far through 30 minutes of play here so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's same story, the same good story. You don't mind it repeating in that they really have done a great job defensively for the last couple of months or so here in the season and are being recognized for it.
So now Deidrean Palmer is going to be at the free throw line. And his shot is up, and he does not get that to fall, so Oklahoma Christian is still going to trail.
And Palmer came into the game hitting 70% from the free throw line. Tonight, he's 2 of 7.
As Washington puts up a 3 from the right corner, no good on the shot. Second chance opportunity, though, for the Rams as Turner drives in, tries to pass it back out to Washington, now to Yahaya. As the Rams start to drive in, and it is Turner driving in, putting up a shot, no good on the rebound, but gets his own rebound, back out to Washington, and that 3-point attempt is good.
Yeah, 22 just spotted up nicely. He was able to get the 3 to fall.
So now Aubrey Johnson has it at the left wing. So now Jonathan Reyes-Valdez has it at the right wing now. Passes it down low on the baseline on the right side to Palmer Jr. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Palmer starts to drive in. Loses control of the ball. And they're going to say last touch by Palmer. And it's going to be the Rams' ball.
He had it in his arm, and then it just fell out of his grasp and went out of bounds.
Good job, Pete. Sam, you got 11. We're down to
So now number 2, Reedus has control of the basketball. He has 7 points on the night for the Rams.
2 of 9 from the floor, 1 of those from behind the arc.
So Reedus starts to drive in, loses control, and they're going to get a late reach in. And Deidre Palmer took a hand to the face. And Reedus is shaking up a bit.
Yeah, we talked earlier about it. This could be a pretty tough game tonight physically, and it's turning out to be that way.
And the foul was on number 5, Deidre Palmer. That's his 2nd foul of the game, so now Reedus will inbound the ball. He will give it straight to Deidre Palmer. So Oklahoma Christian with a little bit of a break there. Pass down low to Palmer. Palmer bounce passes it down to Will Linhart. Back out to Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez starts to drive on the right side towards the baseline. Over to Aubrey Johnson. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets a screen. Takes the screen. Pull-up jumper. Good! 3 for 3 from behind the arc in this half is Aubrey Johnson.
That's his 2nd three-pointer of the game and pulls the team within 1. He's got 11 points so far.
And then Reyes Valdez gets his hand in there and a very late whistle. And Coach Talley is livid over there on the bench. And we are going to have a media timeout.
Yeah.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look! Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by just 1 with 7:58 left here in this ball game. Oklahoma Christian's been trailing throughout the entire game here, but they've just been managing to get back to knotting it up, and then Angelo State will just knock down a 3.
Well, and for Oklahoma Christian, they're finally coming around in shooting that three-pointer. They've hit 4 now out of 16 attempts for 25%, and earlier they were down 1 of 11 at halftime.
So then number 2, Reedus drives in, puts up a layup, no good, gets a rebound by number 21, Yahaya, and he puts it up and in. So now Aubrey Johnson at the left wing passes it down inside, and there's going to be a quick foul.
Aubrey Johnson is 4 of 10 from the floor, but 3 of those 4 have come from behind the arc.
And the foul is on number 10, Williams, and that's going to put Will Linhart at the free throw line as that puts OC in the bonus with 7:31 left. And Will misses the attempt at the free throw line.
And OC is 2 of 10 from the free throw line. Zach, that will not help you win a game.
As Yahaya gets the ball, just chucks it up at the rim and is no good on the shot. So now Oklahoma Christian still down by just 3. Aubrey Johnson gives it to Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez moves over to the right side. Reyes Valdez starts to drive along the baseline. Passes it back out to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson for another 3.
He's keeping them in the game. That's his 4th three-pointer here in this game tonight.
Well, a couple weeks ago, he started 2 games off with 5 3-pointers in the first half. He's been kind of quiet since then, but now here in the second half, he's been knocking down his threes. But Oklahoma Christian ties it, and Reedus knocks down a 3 from the top of the arc.
You got to get out on him.
So now Aubrey Johnson gives it to DJ Walter, and then there's a foul down low on Yahaya.
Should be his third.
And it is going to be his third foul, so now number 12, Pettyway, checks back into the game with a big bandage over his eye. From the cut. So now Deidre Palmer is going to be at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Hey, we're going to have a replay at 6:35. That's the timestamp.
So now Deidre Palmer makes the first attempt, now has 19 points for Oklahoma Christian.
With that free throw, he's 3 of 8. He's got one more opportunity.
And the second attempt is no good at the free throw line.
33% tonight for Palmer from the charity stripe.
So now Reedus puts the shot up, no good on the shot. Oklahoma Christian down by 2. 6 minutes left on the game clock. So Aubrey Johnson with another 3, no good on the shot, rebounded by Williams, and then there's going to be a quick reach-in foul on Aubrey Johnson. And that will be his third.
He's got to be careful. They need him here for the rest of the game. 5:49 to go, picking up his third foul. He's got to be pretty careful here on out.
So now Williams, with control of the ball and the lead for the Rams, gives it to Turner. Turner's been quiet this half. Turner takes the screen, puts up a 3-point attempt, no good, rebounded by York Benjamin. So Reyes Valdez now gets a screen from York, takes it, gives it over to York now. York at the top, hands it off to Aubrey Johnson, gets it knocked out of his hand. Bounce pass from Aubrey after regaining possession of the ball to DJ Walters. Now Reyes Valdez has it to slow it down. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Aubrey Johnson, gets a screen, just takes it, no good on the shot. Now Reyes Valdez for 3-point, and Oklahoma Christian finally has a lead.
And that's Jonathan's first bucket of the game.
And we have a timeout called. It's going to be a full timeout, so we will step away and be back right after this.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 1 with 5:03 left here in the ball game.
During the timeout, the officials came over to do a video review of the last three-pointer that they thought was made by Reedus. There was a thought that maybe he might have had his foot on the line, but they clarified it was a three-pointer. So the score remains at 49-48.
So now Turner puts up a shot. His foot was on the line, no good on the shot. Vargas gets control of it, fights through it, no good. And York Benjamin, nice job of punching the ball out. And the coach for Angelo State was wanting a foul.
There was a lot of activity on that possession. A lot of
Reyes
hitting.
Valdez gives it to Palmer, back out to York. OC with the lead and the ball. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Aubrey Johnson has control of it, takes the screen twice by DJ Palmer, no good on the shot. Just throws it up. What a play by Oklahoma Christian there. Walters just threw it up, and there was Aubrey Johnson just to catch and shoot.
Just a great heads-up play by DJ Walter to get it back out. OC with the lead.
As Reedus throws up a three-point attempt, no good on the shot. And there's a foul called on York Benjamin.
And for York, that's only his second foul. He's in good position.
So now we have a media timeout, so we will step away.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian with their largest lead of the night of just 3 points with 3:58 left.
And Angelo State has gone 2 minutes and 38 seconds without scoring.
As Bargwin is going to be at the free throw line here as he was fouled on a shot. Or excuse me, was fouled on the floor, and that put them in the bonus. So he's going to have a 1-and-1 opportunity as that shot is up, and that shot is good.
He's 2 of 9 in the game tonight from the free throw line.
So now Bargwin will have another attempt at the free throw line. And his shot is up. And that shot is no good, but an offensive rebound. And there's a travel as he slid on the floor holding onto the ball.
Great opportunity now for the Eagles to extend this 2-point lead. Aubrey Johnson's got the hot hand. He's got 16 points, 6 of 14 from the floor, 4 of those from behind the three-point line.
As Reyes Valdez has control of it, gives it to DJ Walter. Now back over to Aubrey Johnson. Reyes Valdez gets the ball back, has it on the right side. Gives it to Deidrian at the right wing. 8 seconds. Deidrian with the three-point attempt. No good. Offensive rebound by Will. Passes it out to Aubrey, who drives in with the random layup. No good on the shot, but rebounded by Deidrian Palmer, and he is now going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Palmer now with an opportunity to really start putting some distance between Oklahoma Christian and Angelo State from the free throw line. So far in the game, he is 3 of 9.
It's Deidrian Palmer. Makes the first attempt.
As far as overall shooting is concerned, OC is hitting 39%. While Angelo State is only hitting 26%. They've been in a drought.
So now Angelo State down by 4, 3:15 left. As Williams puts up a shot, and he was blocked from behind by Will. And there was a foul on the floor, it looked like. But they're actually going to say someone stepped on the baseline holding onto the ball, and it looks like it's going to remain Rams basketball. So now Reedus has control of the ball, gives it to Pettyway. Pettyway drives in, forces the foul, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, they're going to call it a Will. Pettyway, this is his first attempts from the free throw line.
And that shot is up, and that shot is good. Back within a 3-point game with 3:03 left here. As Pettyway's second attempt is up and good.
And those are his first points in the game tonight.
As it looks like there's going to try to be a little bit of a full court press. As Reyes Valdez gets it across the half court line. One thing that Oklahoma Christian needs to try to figure out how to do is get the ball in the hoop at the free throw line when it comes down to crunch time. And there's going to be a lot of fouls to come.
Yeah, they're 5 of 14.
As Reyes Valdez puts up a three, no good, rebounded. And it should have been a shot clock reset there, but no. And Aubrey Johnson's second attempt is no good. Over to Turner. Turner finds a lane. And that should have been a foul there, it looked like.
I thought it was going to be called against Will.
But instead is going to be last touch by Oklahoma Christian. So the Rams will have possession of the basketball, gives it to Pettyway. Pettyway at the top gives it to Turner. Gets a screen. Turner drives in. Passes it out to Reedus. Reedus is three. Up. No good. Scramble on the floor. And they're going to say a foul on Oklahoma Christian. And it looks like it's going to be on Reyes Valdez.
He sits there on the floor with that look of disbelief on his face that they called him for the foul.
So now Bargwin, is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1.
And he's 2 of 6 in the game so far. Palmer with some extra duty of wiping up all the sweat on the floor.
We're still in a bit of a delay, as now Palmer has finished wiping up the sweat on the floor. So now a Bargwin.
And so for Angelo State, they are 1 of 10 on their last attempts shooting.
As a Bargwin makes the first attempt, will have another.
And I think it goes back, Zach, to just the way Oklahoma Christian has developed and matured this season and how well that they play defense.
So a Bargwin's attempt is up, and that shot is good, and we are tied up at 53 with 2:08 remaining. Anybody's ball game. So Aubrey Johnson has control of it. Starts to drive over, hands it off to Blackwell. Blackwell then passes it down to Palmer, who loses control of it, but regains possession. Reyes Valdez now tries to drive in, passes it out to Palmer. Palmer for three, no good on the shot. Deflected, rebounded by Turner for the Rams. A minute 30 left here in the ball game. Tied up. Rita steps out, gives it to Williams. Quick pass over to Turner. Turner, who's been quiet, puts up a three. No good on the shot, fell. He wanted a foul, but the ref said no.
He was shaking his head as soon as he hit the floor. Now we just got to take care of the ball, look for the good shot.
So now Reyes Valdez on the right side, gives it to Aubrey Johnson. Now over to Blackwell. Now to Reyes Valdez in the final minute of play here. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. OC needs to get a shot up. Aubrey Johnson gets a screen, finds separation, puts up the jumper, and that is good at the free throw line.
18 points for Aubrey tonight. He has really stepped up and played a great game.
A 2-point game here. Down low to Ibargis. Ibargis lays it up, and he is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Against Will. That's number 4.
And Ibargwin was just at the line previously, made his last 2 attempts.
And after making those, he is 4 of 8 from the free throw line. We'll see what happens on these 2.
The fans are starting to get into it, and they do manage to get in his head as he misses the first attempt at the free throw line. And with that, we have a timeout called by Coach Talley. And it's going to be a full timeout, so we are going to step away, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Oh, this is fun.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian leads by just 2 with 36.2 seconds left. Before the break, there was a foul called on Will Linhart that gave him his 4th personal foul. It sent Ibargwin to the free throw line. He missed the first attempt, so he still has one more attempt at the free throw line as they are in the double bonus. So either way, Oklahoma Christian will have control of the lead after this possession. Ibargwin's shot is up, and that is good. So a 1-point game, full court press now for the Rams.
They want to be careful and not give up a cheap foul. Get the ball up the court.
Aubrey Johnson gets it up to Reyes Valdez, holds on to it, and there's a late foul. And it's going to be on number 12.
They're going to start fouling early. As soon as the ball is inbounded or put into play, Angelo State's got to foul quickly.
And it's on Pettyway, and that's going to be his 3rd foul. And that's going to send Reyes Valdez to the free throw line. And his first attempt is up, and it is no good. And then we have a 30-second timeout call now by the Rams of Angelo State. So we are going to stay right here. Such a close game. It's been back and forth all night here, at least here late in the second half.
Oh, it's the kind of game you want to see. It really is. And the good competitive game. 2 teams playing really hard, nice and physical, and we see it with one of the bandages on the side of the head of one of the Rams players. But Eagles have really held in well tonight. Now, for Valdez, he's got one more opportunity. He came into the game hitting 62%, and this is where you win your games. This time of the game, you make the free throws when you get the opportunity.
So now Reyes Valdez missed the first attempt at the free throw line, has one more attempt. And this is a crucial free throw right here.
Make points when the clock's not running.
As the ball shot is up, and it is good. 2-point game now for Oklahoma Christian.
Defense really needs to step it up.
As Turner gets the inbound, calls a quick timeout. There's going to be a full timeout, but we will stay right here since there's a full timeout. Oklahoma Christian needs to be careful, though, because Will Linhart has 4 fouls already tonight, and we do not need him to foul out.
No, I mean, you've got York Benjamin, who's had a pretty good game tonight himself, but you need to have Big Will in there, and you know that's probably going to be part of their plan here is to work it inside, have them post up against Will and make Will defend them, and see if they can come away with that 5th and final foul and have him sitting on the bench. But for OC, they've got to look for that inbounds pass and maybe do the best they can to try to knock it away, come up with the turnover, and take control of it and try to run off as much of the clock as they can.
So right now, Oklahoma Christian has not shot very well at the free throw line so far here tonight.
6 of 16. Yeah, you just got to do better than that. You got to do better than 50%, even to have a chance. You know, if you can get around 75%, that's a whole lot better. But 6 of 16 is not going to win you a ball game, especially when you start out not hitting the three-pointer as tough as it was for Oklahoma Christian. But they've come on strong here in the second half, 6 of 23 from behind the arc at 26.1%. But overall shooting, Oklahoma Christian has outshot Angelo State 38% to 25%.
So now Turner will get ready to inbound the basketball for the Rams. 24.3 seconds left, 2-point game, OC with the lead. Quick inbound to Turner, or to Williams, excuse me. Rita starts to drive in, passes it out to Williams. Williams drives in, plays it up. And he gets that shot to go. Good job by Will not to foul, though. So now there's a tie ball game, 11.8 seconds, and Coach Talley is going to call his final timeout here in the ball game. So now offensively, Aubrey Johnson's been the hot hand for them here in this game. So has Deidre Palmer, who has 21 points. Who would you want to give it to, though?
I think I'd have to go with Aubrey. He's got in the game 18 points, and all of those coming here in the second half. I mean, Palmer, I could go with anyone, but right now, if I had a choice, I'd try to get it in the hands of Aubrey. If he's not there, then your second option is going to be Palmer.
The only problem with probably getting it to Palmer is it's going to have to be more down low on the glass, which that's going to be what you're going to want to try to at least send him to the free throw line.
A lot of things can happen when he gets down in that part of the floor.
So now we're in the last 11.8 seconds. Are we going to have a game winner, or are we going to have overtime?
I'm going for a game winner.
As Aubrey Johnson hands it in to Reyes Valdez. 8 seconds left on the clock. Reyes Valdez just going to hold on to it, start to drive in. Loses control of the ball, regains his dribble, starts to drive over, pump fakes, puts up the three. No good on the shot as it looked promising from the release. And with that being said, we will have overtime. So we will step away and be back right after this.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. Oklahoma Christian and the Rams could not come away with a winner in regulation. So we are now heading into a 5-minute overtime period. So we will have a jump ball to start the overtime. Looks like it's going to be Will Linhart against Ibargis. And Ibargis is going to win the opening tip. So now Williams is going to have control of the ball. And the only thing that this does not help Oklahoma Christian with is they have Will Linhart still with 4 fouls. And then there's a quick foul down low after a 3-point opportunity.
He's gone.
And it is going to be on Will. And that is his 5th foul of the game, so he has now fouled out.
And you knew that was one of the strategies they were going to use, is to try to work it so he can get down in the paint, even off of a missed outside shot, and try to get Will to go for it and go up against him.
So now Ibargwin at the free throw line as they are in the double bonus. And his attempt is up, and that shot is good. So Ibargwin will now have another attempt at the free throw line. And his shot is up, and his shot is no good, rebounded by York.
He's 6 of 12 in the game tonight.
So Jonathan Reyes Valdez has it at the right side or left side of the floor, excuse me. Now Aubrey Johnson has control of it, back out to Reyes Valdez. Reyes starts to move over to the right side. Picks up his dribble, gives it to York. York with a bounce pass down low, and it's stolen away by Pettyway. So now number 10 Williams has control of the ball, gives it over to Turner. And Turner will pass it down low to Ibargwin. Ibargwin drives up, puts a shot up, and that gets a lucky roll there.
It really does. In fact, he used his arm to get some space in between him and York.
So now a 3-point game, 3:55 left here in overtime. Now Reyes Valdez has control of it. Palmer gets into position down in the post. Back out to Blackwell. Blackwell wide open 3, no good. Reyes Valdez gets control of the ball, but Coach Talley was wanting a foul on that as he was pushed in the back. But instead they're going to get a steal down the other way and halves the numbers. As Reyes Valdez with the no-look pass is then tipped and stolen away by Williams.
Angelo State, good position. And just a little bit too quick after Jonathan made that pass.
And a 3-point attempt by Williams is good. So now it's a 6-point game.
Angelo State, 6-0 run here in overtime.
As Reyes Valdez needs to try to stir something up for his team as Blackwell has control of it, passes it down to Palmer. Palmer around the free throw line, drives in, nice spin move, loses control of it, passes it out to York, over to Blackwell. Blackwell hesitates, pump fake, step in jumper for 2. 4-point game, 2:37 left. Oklahoma Christian needs a stop defensively here. So now over to Reedus. Reedus passes it down low. Ibargwin moves, drives in, and there's going to be a foul called on York, and the bucket falls.
You know, I don't really mind the call. What I do mind, though, is the offensive player using his forearm to create that separation, and, you know, that's a legitimate call there for player control foul.
So now Ibargwin will be at the free throw line to try to convert a 3-point play for the Rams. And his shot is up, and his shot is no good.
Well, he scored 5 here in overtime.
So it's still a 6-point game. Aubrey Johnson has control of it. We're about to be at the 2-minute mark left in the game, and Aubrey Johnson with the hand all up in his face puts up a 3 and knocks it down.
He has really got the shot tonight.
So now we have a 30-second timeout called by Coach Talley. So now with that three-point attempt, Aubrey Johnson has tied the team with 21 points.
Yeah, he and Palmer both had 21 points in the game. But thinking about this defensive possession, you've got to do everything you can to keep them from scoring and get a stop and come back down and convert on the offensive end and start taking control of it before he gets away anymore.
So overall, Oklahoma Christian only trails by just 3 here in overtime. They led for most of the part in the second half of the second half. So Oklahoma Christian has a chance to get back into this game only down by just 3. They just need to stop defensively.
Well, their largest lead came with 3:03 to go in the second half, 53-49. So 4-point lead tells you it's been a closely fought game all evening, but obviously very critical here to get a stop and or to get a turnover.
As both teams will check back out onto the floor, still just under 2 minutes left here in overtime, a 3-point game. And just looking at the scoreboard right now, Oklahoma Christian has 2 people in double digits, and Angelo State has 4 out of their 5 players in double digits.
They're a good team. There's a reason why they're 15-5.
So now Pettyway has control of it, starts to drive in, wants to pick up his dribble, does, gives it out to Turner at the right wing. Turner now gets a screen from Pettyway, drives in, pump fake, nice feed down, nice pass from Pettyway to Ibargüen, and he makes the layup and was fouled.
He's just come out of nowhere here in overtime.
Ibargüen now has 11 points, or 14 points on the night, and he will try to convert another and one. Missed the last one.
And that foul's on Aubrey Johnson. That's his 4th one.
And Ibargüen misses the attempt at the line. So if Oklahoma Christian can nail a 3 here, it'll be a 2-point game. But Oklahoma Christian just needs to try to get down. Aubrey Johnson creates some space, puts up another 3, no good on the shot. And that is rebounded by number 2, Cameron Reedus.
Aubrey wasn't able really to set up like he wants on a 3-point shot. After there was that collision, he just kind of stepped to the side, put it up, and I don't know that he was squared up like he normally is.
So with it being a 5-point game, Oklahoma Christian is just letting him drive in. Now finally puts the trap in. Reedus puts up a 3 and has fouled from behind the arc by Palmer Jr. So Reedus is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 3.
And that'll be the 3rd one on Palmer.
So Reedus now, who has 10 points already in this game. His first attempt is up, and that is good. 6-point game now. As Reedus' second attempt is up, and that shot is good, so it is now a 3-possession game. And that shot is good, so he nails all 3 from behind the arc. As Reyes Valdez drives in, passes it out, and it is tipped and stolen away by Williams. And Williams is just going to control the ball and give it to Reedus. And they now place a trap, and they call a foul instantly.
And that'll be the last one for Aubrey. And he'll finish the game with 21 points, 8 of 19 from the floor, 5 of 11 from behind the arc, and he did not go to the free throw line. So here in overtime, Oklahoma Christian has been outscored 13-5.
As Reedus, who was just at the free throw line and nailed all 3 attempts, is back at the line and makes the first. He now has 14. Now make that 15.
He's 5 of 5 here in overtime from the free throw line.
So now Connor Johnson's checked into the game, hands it off to Reyes Valdez. Reyes Valdez puts up a three, goes in and out, deflected back out. And now up to Williams, and Williams holds on to the ball. And that will most likely do it here at the Eagles' Nest. Oklahoma Christian went into overtime, and now they're going to fall short. 71-61 against Angelo State. But another hard-fought game for the Eagles. And with that, the buzzer sounds, and it is over. Oklahoma Christian falls short by just 10. We will be back with the interview from Coach Finley right after this. Or Tally, excuse me.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is Coach Tally. Coach, it's a tough loss here tonight, but your team battled all throughout the game.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of our season, man. We fight hard and battle. They did a good job, and they just out-toughed us tonight. So they deserve to win tonight. We fought hard, but just made a lot of mistakes, you know. So
defensively, you guys allowed 4 players to have double digits in points, which that's not too bad, but overall, you guys played some solid defense, forcing a lot of turnovers here tonight.
Yeah, and they got 4 guys that average 4 points. I mean, double digits, because they only played 6 or 7 guys. So we played okay. Didn't hit a lot of shots early on, and that's what kind of hurt us at the end. The free throws, that hurt us as well, but they out-rebounded us. So that's the story of the game, is just the rebounds.
Oklahoma Christian did get out-rebounded 62-41 here tonight. What was the story there? Was it just not boxing out?
The refs let us play a lot more physical than we thought. Those guys are big, got big bodies, and they just dominated the glass. They dominated the glass, and they did a good job of it.
Well, one thing that we did notice tonight is you guys could just really not get anything to fall from behind the arc, as you guys were 7 of 28 from behind the three-point line.
That's just basketball. You can't control that shot going in. All you can control is your energy and your effort. So we had those two things. I just didn't hit a lot of shots.
What are you going to tell your team in the locker room going into Saturday against Lubbock?
It's going to be another dogfight. That's the league that we play in, so we just got to be prepared and be ready.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
We'll be right back right after this.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Welcome back to the Payne Athletic Center here. Oklahoma Christian fell just short, 61-71 to Angelo State. Angelo State now is 16-5 on the regular season, and just after having the interview with Coach Talley, it seemed like defense or rebounds was the big issue here tonight.
And it always will be. I mean, you've got to get your hands on the ball and try to do something with it, especially on the offensive end, and keep your opponent from getting any more opportunities on their end of the basket or the court. But it was a hard-fought game. It was a very physical game. We thought that would be the case starting out. And I thought the Eagles played extremely well tonight. Again, defensively, they did a very good job keeping the score pretty low. The shooting, I look at the shooting, especially in the first half, it was just not good. But they came back in the second half and did a good job, and they were able to convert off of turnovers. But overtime, it just really looked like that everything just went out with, like air out of a balloon.
Well, two players for Oklahoma Christian is the one that really kept them in the ball game, and that was number 5, Deidrean Palmer Jr., who had 21 points, and Aubrey Johnson, who had 21 points. Most of that coming in the second half alone, and from behind the three-point line, as he was really the only one who was able to make anything from behind the arc.
Oh, he was. I mean, 1 for 11 at halftime from three-point land. If you hit 2 or 3, you're pretty happy with that, but only hitting 1. But then he came on and just pulled the team together and got them going on a good run, and it looked like they could go ahead and take this win here at home. And I know it's got to be very disappointing for Coach Talley and Lopez as well as the rest of the team. But you take this, you try to learn from it, and you get ready for Lubbock Christian coming in Saturday.
What do they need to do going into face Lubbock Christian, another tough team in the conference?
You got to put this game behind you. I mean, you got to walk out of this gym, and you've got to just forget what happened and then get ready for Lubbock Christian, knowing you can play ball with them. You can play ball with anybody. And just come out and work on trying to get off to a better start in the first half and play the defense that you've been playing.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Eagles Nest. We're going to send it to Elijah Johnson in the studio. Elijah?
Thank you, Zach. I'm Elijah Johnson, and this is your post-game report for the game as your OC men's basketball team just fell short against Angelo State, losing 71-61. Now, the score may sound bad as it is double digits, losing by 10 points, but this is by far one of the best games we played. One of the probably the most physical game we played all season, but it came down to just the free throws and the offensive rebounding for Angelo State, as we wasn't able to stop them on the board, and we just wasn't able to convert on our free throws, shooting just 37% from our free throws, shooting 6 of 16, as Angelo State shot 64% from the free throws, 6 of 25, which is just not very good. But we held Angelo State to shooting just 29% from the field, but they were able to make 11 of 30 from threes, and that's just 33 points that just wasn't available for us as we only shot 7 for 28 for 3. and we shot 37.5% from the field. Now, it was mostly a defensive battle, a hard-fought battle on the boards, a very, very, very physical game as we had players getting cut and getting bandages, getting through on the floor, having to come up slow, getting thrown into doors and whatnot. It was just very physical as the game went on. Players just falling down, all that stuff. It just wasn't very pretty, but very physical and just a good, well-played basketball game. Now, to start the second half, neither team scored for just under 4 minutes until Angelo State was able to get a layup off the right side of the court. But then as the game went on, Deidre Palmer and Aubrey Johnson just got hotter and hotter, being able to each score 21 each, as Aubrey had 21 points off of 5 of 11 from three-point shooting, and Deidre Palmer stuffed the stat sheet with 21 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals. So it was just a good all-around game for him. But other than those two players, no other player on OC scored over 4 points, which is just very disappointing as a team. But it was just a very good team defensively, but offensively, no other players besides Deidre and Aubrey Johnson was able to get hot. Now, the game went into OT as Jonathan missed the game-winning shot. And then in the first possession of OT, Will Linhart, our big man, one important piece to this game as he was just the biggest person on court, able to get many loose balls and keep them out of the paint for the most part, fouled out. So after Will Linhart fouled out, Angelo State went on a 6-0 run, and the foul trouble just kept piling up as Aubrey Johnson finished with 4 fouls. Deidre Palmer had 3, and everybody else was also in foul trouble. So it just wasn't really that good for us anyways. But the big things for this game that really caused us to lose was just the missed free throws, and it was the missed rebounds, allowing them to get more possessions than us as they out-rebounded us 41-62, which is a 21 more possessions that they had that we just wasn't able to get. And with those 21 possessions, we lost out on at least 5 buckets, which would have at least tied the game and sent it to a second overtime. Either way, it was a really hard-fought battle, one of the better games OC has played. And again, we played a 15-5, now 16-5 team, which is one of the best in the conference. And we was able to force them to go to OT and shoot under 30% from the field. So in my book, that is a win as we move on to the games on Saturday. So please join us then. This is it for our broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on Saturday.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.